There it is. All right. Perfect. The man, the myth, the legend behind the magical hands. How do you feel about your performance in the gauntlet?
Um, I think it went okay given the circumstances, I guess. But I'm still disappointed. Like, actually, I'm mostly disappointed because I didn't get to attempt the feared. I've done it before.
Do you know what? I'm a little disappointed too. When I
Yeah,
like
I really
checked,
wanted to do it.
I
I
was
really,
like, really? The feared hasn't been claimed? Karn, what are you doing?
I know,
What
I
what
know.
held you back this time?
And I found the cortex. I ended up finding a cortex. Like I grinded for it. I ended up finding one. But then I was also playing for Scion. I was racing for Scion,
Right.
and I didn't have my Enchanted Realm point for the Guardians, and I needed more Elder Guardians. So I just ended up doing the Forgotten because I really needed a point and I didn't have any new makings. I just would not get any. So I was just desperate. I just did the Forgotten and well, I fucking died. So
Well, still an insanely stellar performance. How do you feel about the change up in doing AoE instead of doing the GMP or LMP?
uh, I don't know. I think I'm fine. I think it's fine. It just made getting to the bosses much easier. Like the in the acts were much easier. In maps it's much easier. Like for example, like last Gauntlet I had to go stabs for example on my slave because
Mhm.
otherwise you just die in maps. You just die in the yellow maps. But like without LMP with A instead, like it's much easier. You can just keep axes and you know
And
you're
was
chilling.
there anything that was surprising or unexpected with the increased AoE, or was everything just
Well,
easier?
my first trip, that
Yeah,
was
that
some
was a big
shit.
Katarina slam. That
That
was
was some shit.
insane.
She was like two screens away, and I still got hit. I was like, okay,
So
from that, now I just log that shit every time. Fuck it.
yeah. So yeah, no, I mean, yeah, how like what were the main differences for you in the bosses with AoE? Like were there any that were significantly harder? Obviously
Uh,
Katarina's AoE was insane.
honestly, like none of them. I don't think there was any difference with AoE. Like, Z is like her stuff is a tiny bit bigger, but like it doesn't make a difference. You can still there's still space to play, so it's fine. Z didn't really change. I think Awaken. Oh yeah, right. Awakener, the Rain of Star is really dangerous now.
I was really hoping that
The meteor.
yeah, I was hoping the meteor would just be like a screen and a half and that people would have to find some weird way to like dodge it. But sadly the crater protected against it.
Yeah. That's what I was expecting too. When I heard about the area, I was like, oh shit, we might have some problems with the meteor. But
Yeah. No, it was interesting. It turned out pretty okay.
yeah,
What do you prefer? Do you prefer the slightly easier format or do you prefer the harder one with the projectiles?
yeah. I feel like we've been dying more in this quote unquote easier format. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if it's easier really
True, true, but I think that's also a little bit because that
because it's
obviously we
easier.
don't have harvest, but we didn't have harvest in the highest continent either. There was no harvest there.
Yeah,
But also I feel like people are feeling forced to go for things earlier instead of spending like 6 or 7 days grinding gear. People are like just running into things. It's like I'm dead.
yeah. Exactly. Especially for slams, like since they nerfed all of the end game for slams, like we went in there like, all right. When I studied, I was like, okay, I'm just getting life resist, and I'm going. That's it. And that's what everybody else ended up doing. It's like well, they 2-3 running out bosses, and if it doesn't work, it's fine. Just reroll and go again.
Yeah. No, but honestly, insane, stellar performance, and thank you so much for joining us for an interview too. Hope you enjoyed participating in the gauntlet, and hopefully we'll see you do take down the feared in the next gauntlet, which will be
Yeah, it was
coming
fun.
up in 3 months.
Yeah, thank you. It was fun, and yeah, next time I won't let you down, and I'll kill it again.
I
I really wanted to.
I'll put some money on Karn. That's sick. Let's get a big clap for Karn. If we can get his like channel linked, obviously. I don't have an overlay for everybody we're interviewing. Scrya loves the word nerd, so that's the default one.
Yeah,
But this is Karn, awesome, awesome streamer. Make sure you go follow him, and thank you again so much for participating. Thank
thank
you,
you.
Karn.
Yeah, thank you, man. I'll see you later.
Yep. All right, we are going to have that followed up by Steelmage himself, and a big thank you again to Karn for joining. We're doing Steelmage, then we're doing Lily. I don't know who's the more tired here. I just always assume Steel is tired. Let's see. This one definitely should still, actually this one should just say some nerd or fat lol.
Excuse me.
Oh, hi! I didn't see you there. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Wait.
Oh my gosh.
Why is it not capturing your... Oh, okay. I just have to refresh the window. Hi! How are you doing, Steelmage, and how are you feeling?
Oh, dude, so everyone else did pretty good. It's just me. I did pretty bad.
You did pretty great, though.
Yeah, I got a $50 bounty. I'm insane, dude. I got a Quicksilver of Adrenaline for $50.
That's not too bad. That's more than thinking about the amount of people that did not win $50 in this gauntlet.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Something.
And okay, realistically, what was your hourly wage, right? Did you really do that many hours? It was probably pretty good.
Probably like 50 cents.
I mean, it could be worse, You could be getting 10 cents an hour. So, But either way, the most important thing, Steelmage, did you have fun in the gauntlet?
So I was having so much. So obviously, I actually ended up going with Crip's Bleed Ascendant. So Crip helped me out with the build. We theory crafted it. We did the numbers. We crunched the numbers. I got the build. I had all the strategy. I died obviously to a DC, but we came back strong. We got all the gear. I was ready to do the bosses. Just needed to get the fragments, and then I died getting the fragments. So I didn't actually get to it. I attempted. We got to do Elder. That's it. So I didn't get to do any real bosses, and that sucks because the favorite part about Gauntlet for me is actually bossing, and I didn't actually get to do the bosses. Yeah. So that sucked.
So are you blaming Crip here? Was this Crip's fault that you didn't perform as well as you'd like?
Technically, so what happened in my death is the Void Sphere cast and damage taken obscured the view of the boss, and so I didn't notice the animation starting. So technically, I died to Crip technology. No, but obviously it was my fault for getting hit. Obviously.
Yeah, that honestly is the best way to survive, is to not get hit. But yeah, no, honestly, your death as well was so heartbreaking because you cursed yourself. It was a great clip, which you hopefully appreciate in hindsight, but just the timing.
Dude, for the last 30 minutes after that death, I was just hysterical because that clip was so stupid.
Yeah, it's so well.
So obviously I was getting ready to do bosses on that build. So I was talking about how I'm not planning on dying. I'm just going to finish my gear and then we can start doing bosses. So I was in an easy sort of grind part of the event. I just needed to grind some easy stuff. So I wasn't planning on dying. And then, I died immediately as soon as I said that.
That is very, very unfortunate.
Yeah.
But yeah, you did do, you got to level 90. Honestly, you did better than me.
Twice! You know what? People always say I'm lucky. Maybe I'll win the PC. And then he's the real winner, right? So.
I hope you don't, because I can't deal with the amount of people spamming rigged. I don't want to deal with that. How do you feel about the change up? I asked Karin as well. How big was the difference between AoE and multi-proj?
Well, yeah, as Karin said, and I assume a lot of people will agree, pretty much everything was easier except for the bosses, and even some of the bosses were easier. So it was easier to it felt a bit less bullshit. I'll put it that way. It felt a bit less bullshit because multi-proj obviously can hit you for triple damage on certain mob types, right? So it obviously it felt nice not to just randomly die to cannibals, right? And cannibals obviously going to be the one people point to as kind of being a bit, a
little bit
opportune with the,
yeah, no,
but it still made the, sorry.
Yeah, your last death was basically to AoE, right? You probably wouldn't have died there to multi-proj.
Yeah, the AoE clipped me at the end there. So I did die to AoE. I did die to AoE, but it wasn't bullshit. I got hit.
Yeah.
So
I feel like AoE is like a lot easier to underestimate than multi-proj because you're so aware of how dangerous multi-proj is. Whereas with AoE, you're like, it's just some AoE. So at least for me, that was a lot easier to underestimate. I mean, that's what got me with Abyss. Got other people with Abyss. Abyss is insanity. Thanks a lot, Ventura. But yeah, it was. What was your? Do you have any like favorite moments other than cursing yourself?
I mean, so because I died, because I suck, I got to watch the Gauntlet as a spectator, and that I actually really enjoyed. I enjoyed watching everyone else do all the content that I couldn't do. So it was really cool watching both Khan and Darkee just completely clean house. So Darkee obviously rolled Scion after I died, well, just before I died actually, but as I died, and just cleaned house on Scion, absolutely cleaned house, and that was awesome. And yeah, so just watching everybody else basically. So it's fun to watch the Gauntlet. It's fun if you win as well, but obviously I didn't win, so
Can't win every time. You've always done well though. Always done well, and it's people are always excited to see you perform in the gauntlets. And
yeah, win some, lose some, I guess.
yeah, and DC some. Like the thing is, like you're just like playing Russian roulette with like I don't know a gun with like 16 shots or something, and just now and again it hits you. Maybe it's actually 5 shots because it happens a lot.
I'm gonna get some technology, some strat, and I'm gonna mitigate that. You know,
Okay.
either I'm gonna move or I'm gonna do some 5-head like logging into another connection strategy to kick me out of the main connection. You know, there's some potential strategy. Like,
I feel
technology
so
here.
bad that you have to deal with this shit because like there's enough bullshit that kills us. But
yeah, well, I mean, I wasn't the only one who died to DC. Obviously, there's a list of people. So you know, it happens.
True. Big true. That's sad, but it happens. Well, either way, Steelmage, thank you so much for joining us for an interview. For those that aren't familiar with Steelmage, one of the coolest people in the community, make sure you follow him. Thanks so much for participating in the gauntlet. Thanks so much for participating in the interview. Let's get a big clap in chat for Steelmage. And next up, we have Lily. Thank you so much, Steelmage.
GG. Thanks for hosting.
Thank you. Let's see. All right. Next up, we have DS Lily. I really didn't get enough of these. Okay, Lily's a nerd as well. Scrya, this should just be editable text. Would make it a lot easier in hindsight. Some nerd coming up next. What's Lily called on Discord? Here.
Hello?
Hello? Oh,
Am I in?
yeah. Is this some nerd?
It is.
Awesome. Could you actually? I think I'm gonna turn Discord down in general. I feel like everybody's just slightly too loud. There. All right. Perfect. Where are you? How did you getting internet
Oh.
out there? This is amazing. Is that a McDonald's?
Yeah, I DC'd in a constrictor map earlier, or as I was fighting constrictor, and I had to go.
It's a Mackie D's. Here, okay. I need a cheeseburger, a quarter pounder. Shit. I was gonna like say something from Burger King, but I don't know what. Whoppers. There, I'll turn you down a little bit more. DS Lily, you did very well in this con. You got 4th place Ranger, so you get some MTX and stuff. And yeah, did you have fun?
Yeah, I did. I'm kind of if I didn't nap yesterday, I'm pretty sure I would have got 2nd place, because if I just did the 2 invitations, the Shaper and Elder, I would have had 2nd, but I didn't have time to get them.
And you had an insane push at the end, right? Do you want to tell us a little bit about your push?
Yeah, well, for like 3 days, I was stuck trying to roll a Shaper chest, and I didn't want to go into like tier 16 maps or 4 stone regions without it, and I could not get it for the life of me. Like every time I'd enter Harvest, there's no life rolls. Eventually, I started delving, and then
Oof.
I got bored of that, so then I went back to Harvest, and finally I got a okay one, and then I was like, all right, let's go. And then I just started blasting after that, and I was like, yesterday, I think. And I don't know, I just had really bad luck on this character. Like, it wasn't that bad, but it was the worst luck I've ever had.
Damn.
So,
How was your year and stuff like that?
it was okay by the end. Like, what was I wearing? My chest wasn't great. It took me like 4 Awakeners to get a crown, so my damage was bad for a while, so I was stalling for that too, because my damage was not there. And then my scepters are okay. I mean, they're pretty
The
average.
streamer client didn't help, or like what happened?
I think it was bugged. I don't
Right.
know.
Right, it happens. I would like send Steelmage some DMs. Like he'll help you. He's mostly got it sorted. He just needs like better disconnect modules, but other than that, it's pretty good coding for the most part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Main question we're gonna be asking everybody: AOE versus LMP. How do you feel about it?
This is the first time I've got the bosses, so I can't really say anything there,
Right.
but I feel like it was a bit easier, but people just underestimated it. Like, I think next time people would blast through it a lot harder.
Oof. AOE and LMP next time if I have my way. That'd be so much fun. Just death,
That's what I
destruction
expected it to be.
everywhere. Oh, just that sounds like so much fun. No one's gonna get past the coast. It's gonna be great. Doesn't that sound nice?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe every other gauntlet I've died to something because of LMP. Like last one I died to cannibals.
Yeah.
Like right as soon as I was gonna push bosses, I walk into a map and then I made the bad mistake of backtracking to get a scour orb, and it was all over after that.
Yeah, backtracking is insane. That's what killed me twice. Twice on the like past gauntlets. So it is definitely very, very insane. Any like particularly highlights that you were very like pleased, something cool to happen?
Uh, no, I farmed heist for like over 12 hours to try and get an essence worm. That was kind of cool.
That was like who likes heist? That's an insane person answer. That's a crazy heist is a dock leave. Heist is a dock leave. That is how is that? Oh, okay. Not what I was hoping for as an answer there. But either way,
You
Lily.
mean you don't like doing the trial run from the main heist person over and over just to get a single ring?
No, I don't. And I just realized you're the reason we have heist. If you don't know, Lily got asked like 2 or 3 months before heist a prediction for the next league, and Lily said, "I think they're just gonna give us a league with doors next." And then we got
Yeah,
heist.
I take the blame.
Yeah, it's literally Lily's fault. But either way, Lily, thanks so much for racing the gauntlet. Thanks so much for joining us here for an interview. Hopefully, we'll see you come back strong in the next one and keep doing the don't sleep. And hopefully, no loss to a nap next time.
Yep.
If
Lesson learned.
Exactly. Just literally just follow your name. Don't sleep. Again, if you guys aren't following Lily already, amazing streamer. Make sure you are following her. And thanks so much for taking time to do the interview with us.
Yep. Thanks for hosting and everything.
No problem. I'll see you next gauntlet. All right.
See you later.
Next up, we have no camera, but the one, the only, RaizQT. He's a little shy today. Let's see. I should have a picture of Raiz. Hello?
Hello.
How are
Hello?
you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you? Sorry.
I'm
I ate
exhausted.
way too much spicy kimchi. I'm dying currently. That was not a good move before the interview.
Kimchi is like fermented stuff, right?
Oh yeah. This one's like extra spicy though. It's
Oof.
killing me.
I would literally die. So Raiz, you got a second witch and second Templar, winning roughly $1,500.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. That's
Wow.
cool. I'm
And
not gonna lie though, I'm pretty upset about like I had to push for a Marauder at the end and I eldered myself a little bit and yeah, that didn't feel great.
Oh, I haven't actually seen that yet. I've been like spaced out the last day.
Yeah.
And this is a great thing to ask you about too. Our the PC for level 90 plus is an artesian PC. How is your artesian PC treating you?
Oh, actually, it just came in. That's the reason why there's no camera because I'm like in the middle
Oh,
of setting everything up. Yep,
awesome.
it's very poggers. Can recommend, except don't use code Zizaran. Use code RaizQT for sure.
Awesome.
Use code Quinn69.
Wow, Jesus, toxic marketing, but that's
Yep.
okay. You're a guest. I'll allow it. I'm not sponsored by them yet. Soon.
Oh, okay.
Soon. But yeah, honestly, did you have fun in the Gauntlet?
Yeah, it was super fun. Probably the most fun I've ever had in a Gauntlet. It felt like initially I was pretty skeptical about the AoE thing because I thought that, LMP was kind of the identity of the Gauntlet to me. It came from like the original China races and whatnot.
Mhm.
And I thought that maybe it's not going to make as much sense. But quite frankly, I thought it made mapping a lot nicer because it kept, it remained dangerous while not being pretty much, oh, it's a cannibal map. I got to leave. Otherwise, I'm going to die. 100% of the time,
Yeah.
unless you were playing duelist, and that really helped out a lot. It allowed me, at least in particular, to like roll a lot of different classes and try out different builds, and even play wonky stuff like fire burst. So very cool.
Was there anything with AoE in particular that like really caught you off guard? I know I will definitely not do a boost in AoE again. So
Caught me off guard. I guess Ziri's Flame Blast caught me off guard with AoE. That for sure. Other than that, not really. I mean, it's a lot more expected, With LMP, you kind of go into it thinking, not really thinking, but just playing the game, and then eventually you just get LMP'd, and
yeah,
it either happens or it doesn't, or like you know about it or you don't, so you do it or you don't. With AoE, it's like, oh, okay, it's got AoE, it's gonna be more AoE. I know what to expect, and I
yeah.
gotta like take that into account. So that was kind of cool that it came a lot more naturally, and you could just adjust more on the fly rather than practice a lot in advance and then have the advantage of just like, oh, I died to this thing during practice, and now, yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree. Like with extra projectiles, there are just so many things that literally you should leave the map for, and I don't feel like AoE is the same. They're just
Mm,
harder and does more damage, but you don't literally have to leave the map. So
yeah.
Ice
And then
Nova
the
boxes in
for me,
AoE
yeah.
maps though were hilarious.
Which ones? What?
If you got like an Ice Nova strongbox in a map that actually had AoE on it, they were like crazy.
True. Yeah, that does make sense. I
Um,
mean, the bosses. The thing is, dude, that I had a very different approach to this gauntlet because I kind of my big problem overall in PoE is that I never do content. And so I like very rarely have access to bigger bosses or even invites and whatnot. And this time around, I kind of went straight to tier 14 maps and just like found out that pretty much in my case, considering how I map, it's a lot more efficient to like run the more difficult content early on and maybe have a rip or two in there, but have like 10 hours of tier 14 maps rather than like 40 hours of tier 12 maps or like yellow maps. It just didn't do enough for me. So
yeah.
in this case, it also worked out better. It
Were
did
you,
result in more rips, but I mean, shit.
were you surprised in the amount of rips this continent, even though it's like technically easier?
Right. So that was, yeah, that's definitely a big surprise. I don't know if that's a matter of approach because it's not even just the fact that it's technically easier due to the assumed AoE, but also, I mean, there's so many more people playing, right?
Yeah.
Like it's pretty much uncomparable. to what we had previously, and yet just about everybody died, and we had very few people even doing any Ubers at all. While previously, yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
the top 10 pretty much killed Ubers, I think, every time.
yeah, I think so. Looking at it now, and in the top 50, like now at the end, literally 3 people are alive. Because obviously
Yeah.
everybody's going for bosses and stuff at the end, but there's so much death, and I feel like with there being so many people, people feel a little bit forced to go for things before they're comfortable. I feel like normally, especially the slightly weaker classes, would go for maybe like gearing all the way until like day 7, 8, or even 9.
Yeah, true. I mean, for me, that was the end of my Marauder for sure, where I got maybe a little bit too comfortable with that idea of killing stuff earlier, and yeah, I mean, running some bigger bosses earlier on does have its benefits. The thing is too that you really do want to push content now earlier, because having the Maven passives is super beneficial, but then also just the 10 ways can be quite difficult depending on the region. Like Valdo, for instance, for me was really kicking my ass, but then when I was running K-Work, it was like, oh, free watchstones, no problem. So actually doing content earlier on will save you a lot of time.
Yeah, no, it's insane how strong the Atlas passives and just like everything, and even like dying at that point isn't too bad. I feel like so much of the setup in the Gauntlet is getting like your passives, getting your map pool, so like rerolling isn't that bad.
Yeah, pretty much. I'd agree.
Any like favorite moment in the Gauntlet?
Favorite moment? I mean, I guess when I finally got my Hysteria Essence. Because I initially going into it, I knew that the Elementalist Armageddon brand isn't gonna last a long time, but I was hoping to get the Fireburst going as soon as possible. So I gave myself like one rip, where okay, I'm just gonna give up after one rip. But then I actually ended up re-rolling Elementalist 3 times. And once I did get the Hysteria Essence, that was a pretty PogChamp moment for me, for sure, because it actually enabled the
How
build.
long did it take you to get the Hysteria Essence?
Ooh, I mean, honestly, it wasn't that long. It's just that I died. I died at level 80, then I died at level 81, and then I rolled a Templar, and I think I got the essence at like 82, something like that. At that point, I already had the passives ready though. So yeah,
Wow.
and then I re-rolled again the witch to yeah.
I got incredibly lucky. The first essence I corrupted went special. Actually, the first 3 I corrupted went special, and like I managed to like switch them to delirium on like the first try. It was like very, very lucky. I had
Yeah,
them
for sure.
8 hours in, 10 hours in. It was crazy.
Yeah, for me that felt pretty good too. Where I kept swapping to the wrong essence and eventually it was something like 15 times it swapped to the wrong essence. So I had like 8 hysterias that suddenly,
Oh, that's nice.
came about. So that actually allowed me to have a nice weapon for my chieftain.
Wow.
So that was really cool.
Well, thank you so much, Rise, for joining not just the Gauntlet, but also is here for interviews. The person coming up next is actually the person that beat you on Templar, Vizniz. Any
Poggers.
words?
No, huge congrats. Real big pop off. I'm just excited to take down at least one of the Ubers this time around, as that was pretty much my first time. Too bad I didn't get that Ziri, but I'll try harder next time.
God damn it, Rise. Vero said, tell Rise the next person is the one that beat him, so he talks shit about him. Good content. You let Vero down.
I mean, sorry. Honestly, I've been going around different channels, and today every channel I entered, I was getting clowned on by every streamer. So I'm not in the mood. I'm not in a fighting mood. Maybe another day.
That's
We'll
fair.
see.
That's fair. Honestly, always a
Yep.
hero in my heart. Rise, thanks so much. Everybody, make sure you follow Rise, one of the best streamers on Twitch. And thank you so much. Hopefully, we'll see you in the next Gauntlet as well.
All right. Cool. Have a great one.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
All right. Next up, we have Vizniz, who is rank 1 Templar. See, I think we actually have a slide for this. Again, no camera. these PoE streamers are shy. Hello, Vizniz.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Doing great. How about you?
I am exhausted, actually. I've been awake for 26 hours, which is a terrible idea before doing interviews. But yeah, how do you feel? Rank 1 Templar.
It was incredibly fun, to be honest.
And
I was shocked, to say the least. So I'm normally a softcore player.
oh,
I play SSF softcore, and I join the SSF softcore 100 races every now and then.
right.
But this is the first Gauntlet I've played in.
Oh, wow. And you got rank 1 Templar, 3rd overall, and you won approximately, final count isn't up yet, but $1,500-ish.
Amazing. Once again, I'm incredibly surprised.
Your voice is great.
Thanks.
But yeah, so how, like, this must have been, like, very, very different from how you normally race then.
So, no. Well, okay, it's a little different, right? So, like, in the softcore races to 100, the objective is still to get to 100, so eventually you need to not die. But from, like, 80 to 90, you just kind of shove your face into things and hope it dies
Yeah.
within portals. So it's a little different going through the acts and through early progression, like the 1st to 4th watchstones and not dying. But I don't know, you take your time. Like, I went into the Gauntlet with the idea that everything can kill me. So
Right.
I just went very slowly and respected everything and tried not to die.
That's a pretty good move. I should have done the same thing. And did you have any deaths, like, during the campaign or anything like that?
I had one character and I went all the way.
Wow. Like, literally not a single death? That's amazing.
I had numerous, like, I kept sending clips to my friends in Discord and the Soul Self Found Discord of me almost dying, especially to Martyr. Martyr almost killed
Yeah.
me like times.
Same. Martyr is hectic with the extra life. Very, very hectic. And I'm not 100% sure myself, but do you stream?
I am very sorry to people.
So wait, sorry, I couldn't hear it. Did you say no?
I do not stream now. I might look into it a little bit in the future, but not currently, no.
That's great, because people always say that, like, people that aren't streamers can't win anything in the Gauntlet. Here we have proof. Rank 1 Templar, not a streamer currently, maybe in the future. But that's awesome. Do you have any, like, favorite, like, highlights, favorite, like, moments you want to share with us?
I want to say, honestly, just okay. So one downside, not downside, but like one bad experience I had is I ran one of the pact card for Pledge of Hands
Hmm.
through like 40 div gambles, and then it eventually poofed. That was incredibly disappointing.
Oh,
But as far as good experiences, like the bossing just felt so rewarding to actually like. So some of them, like Basic Elder, I wasn't too scared of, right? Like
yeah.
it's not the hard fight. The Formed, I was terrified of after watching Alkaiser get absolutely blasted by it. Although it didn't end up being that bad. You know, just run around, don't get hit. Ha ha ha. Maven terrifies me though. There's just something about that fight, like psychologically to me, that there's so much in that fight that will just spiral out of control. Either the degen pools get bad and then your movement slowed and then the memory game's off and everything just kills you instantly. And it was a very stressful fight for me. Even though like a bunch of people in the videos were commenting that it looked very smooth, it was by far the most nerve-wracking.
It is a very, very hard fight.
Even compared to Uber Ziri, honestly.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, it's honestly such a stellar performance. Are we going to see more of you in future gauntlets?
Yeah, I mean, the event was a blast. I don't see a reason for me not to play in the future. I can't guarantee the same performance, but I will try for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for participating in the gauntlet. Thanks so much for taking time to do the interview, and we're excited to see more of you in the future.
One thing I do want to comment on,
Mhm.
as far as the LMP AoE difference,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
was like talking about people with this. I think the AoE, the mapping is definitely a lot easier, right? Like
Yeah.
that's just undeniable. But I think the bossing is deceptively harder, like people were talking about. Like the AoEs, even though you know the mechanic, like
Yeah.
you flame dash out, you smoke mine out, whatever, it's slightly bigger, so your timings are a little different. Vol Ground Slime completely mitigated that modifier for a lot of the fights. And that was a big part of it to me, is that like the AoE just didn't even get to play for some of the fights. Like the Azeri split phase, they didn't do anything because they were stunned.
Right.
The Uber Elder fight, you could either stun the slams or the Uber Elder tentacles. So that was
is pretty
something
cool.
that I think AoE will get a lot more fair shot in the future. And there are tons of dead people already, so like it was obviously dangerous.
Yeah, no, it's
But that's all.
insane.
That's all I wanted to say.
Awesome. No, that's a great comment, and thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah, thanks.
Have a nice day.
Take care.
Awesome. It's so cool to see like that there are like fresh and new people joining. Like I love that the scene is like growing. Like that's really, really cool. Next up, we have fan favorite Lighty or Darkee. Whichever you prefer. Also no cam. Hello.
What's up?
How are you doing?
I am in misery.
You're in misery. How come?
Oh yeah. I had my second COVID shot yesterday. I've had like a fever all day, like full body fatigue. It's all bad.
Oh yeah, I'm getting that in like 3 weeks. I'm not looking forward to it. Not looking forward to that at all. I think I'm getting it like a week after league start actually.
That's not ideal.
No, it's really, really unideal. You are rank 1 Scion, and I believe you won something like $2,250.
Nice.
Rank 1
Yeah.
Scion. That's awesome.
Yeah, Scion's like a really just irredeemable garbage. Like it's just it's so bad, man. Like everyone knows that Champion's better than Slayer, but even like comparing Scion to Slayer, like Scion just takes more damage instead of taking less damage.
Yeah.
And then it attacks slower and it does less damage. It's all bad.
And you completed a lot of bounties on Scion or actually you did that on Duelist, right?
I did the Uber Azaro or whatever it was on Duelist. The other two were on Scion.
Yeah, I'm so happy somebody managed to. Oh, fuck, I actually haven't seen that got claimed. I'm so happy about that. First to fully clear Apex of Sacrifice with all character resistances at -20 or lower. How was that?
Well, I used Sunder for it. I had to do a lot of respecting to like still be able to immune and stuff, and I like unrolled a bunch of gear. Sunder is like it's kind of bugged. It has like line of sight checks every time it tries to do damage. So if you attack, then line of sight because you don't want to die, it can't deal damage. It's really clunky. But
Weird.
in the end, I mean, you one shot every boss. You just have to like take it slow. And Herald of Purity carried super hard for not dying to like sparkers and
Right.
all that kind of stuff.
That makes sense. I definitely want to rewatch that. That sounds like a lot of fun. I was kind of worried nobody was going to be able to get that. I can't believe you got it on a Scion as well.
Yeah, I don't think the class matters too much. As long as you have a way to safely clear trash, like it's pretty chill.
And did you have to like specifically roll the gear for having like no res but still like other good stats?
Well, basically, I took off almost all my gear, and then I just like grabbed the gear from my stash, used like an essence on it, and then crafted like a life if it didn't have it, and just went with that. I had like 7k life instead of 8.8 to drop my
Right.
my resist down, but I mean it was fine.
And were there any close calls?
Not at all. No, not on that. On Uber Zero there was, but not on the
Yeah.
normal Zero thing.
What about on your Uber Izaro run? How was that?
Well, that was just the like the first Uber lab. It wasn't the big
Oh
one.
right, it's not the big one. Did you?
Yeah, it
I
was
guess
just
you
Uber.
didn't try to do that one, or?
I wasn't gonna try for any bounties that were actually dangerous until after the like
Yeah.
first race was over, and that was claimed pretty fast. And that guy's scary, man. Like I don't know if you watched like during the delve race of Ritual.
Yeah.
I tried to get a belt enchant on my on my champion, and that character almost didn't even enter the delve. It was
Oh
completely
wow.
terrifying. I don't like that place.
Maybe we should put that as a point. That would actually be pretty fun. That sounds like a lot of fun, and that like ends up being like a lot of meta. Like, do you do it early when there's a good day, or do you wait and maybe end up getting screwed? And that begs a great question actually. Is there anything currently missing as point objectives that you think should be point objectives?
I want it all, man. Like bring delve back a bit, just so I don't have to use fusings, and then add like hidden and scent invite and feared. Add it all.
Even the feared.
Yeah. Like any character that can do the feared will have a Cortex by the end of the 10-day period. It's like not possible they don't have one. I think the Sentin fight's a little more RNG, but like no one's killing the period anyways because slams are gone next time anyways. And then that's gonna be
Hopefully
psycho.
gone. The thing is, I think there are possibilities though. Like, say you have 50 people that are gonna like get to that point. One of them not finding the feared is gonna be pretty likely.
Yeah, I mean it probably could happen, but I think there's like four like 4 people that are
What's
gonna get
probably
there.
gonna be Waggle.
Oh yeah, he didn't play this time, did he?
No, well, no, he did play, but like not a lot. But he always gets like super shafted on RNG.
You want to talk about RNG on this run?
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your RNG on this run.
Well, I ended up finishing the entire league, not getting a single 6 link from fusings. Used over 3,000. Used like 2,000 by the end of day 3. 6 fragments of shape in a row. You know how it goes.
So the same guy that was so unlucky he couldn't get a 6th link wants me to put Feared as a point objective.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I really wish that if GDD let us have the option of witnessing Zana maps, I would definitely like have the Feared and Cortex in there 100%. But without that, I think it's a little bit RNG. We can probably put in like the Bruce Swords.
The primary race to be over on like day 2, and as long as slams are a thing, that's how it's always going to be. It's just going to be like whoever gets Uber fragments first just slams.
Well, maybe we can make it harder for the next one, whether it's LMP and GMP or maybe like 60% speed. I know you'd love that.
Yeah, I love speed. Sounds great. Sounds like Fortify is going to be good again. Who would have guessed?
Fortify removed from the game next patch. We'll see.
Nope.
We can
No.
But yeah, like we've had pretty much everyone comment on it so far. AoE versus the multi-proj. How do you feel about it?
I mean, I feel like AoE is more fair because a lot of the scenarios where multi-proj kills you, it's kind of like, you backcheck for a scour and your character just instantly dies because cannibals are in the game still. And it's like kind of it's not really a solvable problem until they give you like sliders for the gauntlet. I'd love to see like Fizz as extra just removed entirely just for like, higher damage sliders because cannibals with their conversion are just like they're busted.
So like 60% increased damage instead of the yeah.
It would make a lot of things like boss spells and chaos damage way more dangerous, but it would be like an even amount of increased danger instead of it being like 90% extra as Fizz when you're fighting like a Drox mob is 20% more damage. When you're fighting a cannibal, it's 90% more damage, and it's just like that disparity in difficulty just causes you to like randomly get one shot by monsters that have conversion.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a hard thing to balance for sure. I really do wish we had sliders as well. That'd be nice. And Darkee, you're normally a contender. Well, you are always a contender for rank 1. How do you feel about Exile's performance in this gauntlet?
Oh, I mean, it was excellent. He's like one of like probably 3-4 players that can actually complete a gauntlet on like day 3. Even though some are OP, like it's very difficult to do that. I mean, I've considered him like the #1 competition since before last gauntlet. Like him and like Quantric and Pack, I've been like following them for a while because it's pretty like realistic for someone that's really fast to just eventually get good enough to not die as well. And that's kind of where Exile is at now.
That's awesome. So who are you the most scared of? Like, who is your main competition? What's the short list?
I mean, I think Exile is the only person that can beat me on time.
Nice. What about the legendary TIE-23?
So I kind of took a break from PoE when he was on his streak. I honestly like the only thing I know about from him is like the whole like level 36 Uber thing, and apparently he like bodied some nerds at ExileCon.
Yeah, he's kind of insane. He plays in secret sometimes. Maybe we'll see a return. Exile versus Darkee versus TIE-23.
We shall see.
I know, that would be a lot of fun. But yeah, honestly, I hope you had a lot of fun. Congratulations on the money, and thank you for participating in the interview and the gauntlet itself.
Yeah, thank you for running it as always. Look forward to the next one.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll see you then. Hopefully, it lines up with not getting in the way of your WoW content and stuff like that.
Oh, it won't. I guarantee the next raid after this one is like 2 years away with how Blizzard's going.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one.
All right. See you.
All right, next up we have Goratha. Do we have an overlay for him? Oh my god, I don't have to call him a nerd. Excellent. You know, for the next one, we're just setting up some sort of like Vero has full control over everything that's happening on my screen, and he's just changing everything out. That would be way better. Goratha doesn't have a camera either, does he? Hello.
Hello.
Do you have a camera?
Uh,
I didn't think so. No one has a camera anymore. It's like, huh, interesting. Goratha, you got first witch overall. You also did first to kill Act 3 Piety with a level 1 character, which we'll talk about in a sec. First to kill Aziri as the Templar, earning you roughly $2,000 in winnings. That's pretty insane. And obviously your witch overall is very impressive, but I think everybody wants to hear a little bit more about your first to kill Act 3 Piety with a level 1 character. Huh? What? By the way, I lost all my tunnel points because I voted all my tunnel points in not believing.
yeah, honestly, I probably would have done that as well. So I expected to go in there and get one shot.
Yeah, me too.
And then it ended up being like an hour and a half thing.
I watched the entire thing. It was
Yeah.
it was something. Can't remember. I think I was playing TFT. And I got 2 matches in before you killed Piety. It was very long. Very, very long. So can you tell us a little bit about like the prep and just tell us about your Act 3 Piety kill?
There wasn't really any prep. I just like looked at a cultist and I was like, oh, estrogen looks pretty OP. And then I was like, oh, this is kind of my lane res, so I don't die to arc. And then that was my plan. And I just went there and tried it. And then kind of like midway through, I was like, oh, I'm not even breaking the ES. I'm using Chance to Bleed Split Arrow. And someone was like, oh, you have to use Caustic Arrow. And I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. And I started Caustic Arrowing like midway through.
Any other special gear? Like I'm guessing you use the Darkness Enthroned?
Oh, yeah, Lightning Res on Darkness Enthroned with like 2 joules and life.
All right. So did you not have damage on your Darkness Enthroned?
Nope. Just Solar Branch.
Wow. You probably could have cut off a good like 30 minutes there.
Yeah, apparently Rise intended people to actually go for like Merc Lab and stuff, but I stopped at normal. I didn't want to spend that much time doing it. But I would have been a lot faster probably.
Yeah, I wonder if you would have saved time overall.
I mean, it only took 2.5 hours. I don't think so. I think I actually saved time, but my hand would have appreciated it probably.
Yeah, for sure. That was a very, very long kill. And I think quite a lot of people actually tried to do that same bounty and everybody else died. So you had competition for it as well.
Yeah, I could see that.
And
I actually went in there on a duelist and got one shot.
oh wow.
Yeah, so I was going for the heist bounty on my main character, and I was like 5 to 10 minutes away from getting it, and I died. So I like re-rolled duelist really fast to get back to contracts. And someone like beat me to it for like 5 minutes. And so I like just de-leveled and suicided to Piety.
Ah, right. Damn. And you got rank 1 witch in this gauntlet. Can you tell us a little bit more about your experience and how everything went?
So I wouldn't say I regret playing Witch, but I was playing Archmage Cremation Witch, and you need a lot more gear than Hierophant. So it ended up me just being farming like heists for like 5 days straight.
And was that a lot different from the last gauntlet?
Well, I felt more forced, right? Because I couldn't do bosses because I didn't have immune to ailments. Like I was like felt forced to farm. I even know if I wanted to do the bosses. I kind of did like half the bosses with flasks, like enduring mana flasks with like shock removal and stuff. It was super scuffed.
And you died several times in the gauntlet, right? How many characters did you end up doing?
Oh, it was just a Templar and the Witch. I died in the duelist, so I kind of just killed it off to Piety.
Right. That makes sense. Wow. So wow, yeah, no, really, really good performance. Any thoughts on the AoE versus multi-proj?
I think AoE is probably a lot easier in general. Just for mapping, it felt a lot easier for sure.
Right. Yeah. And how would you feel about the next one being like multi-proj and AoE?
I honestly would love it. I actually think I actually want it to be where like only like one person has a chance to even kill everything. That would be like cool to me. This is
Right.
hard as possible. Like no one has a chance even. Maybe
Yeah.
like one person. Maybe like Lady like somehow manages like an OP strat or something.
So like a literal blamped gauntlet.
Yes, like literally no one can kill everything.
I really do want to do, I don't know if they would let me, but I really do want to do a blamped gauntlet. For those that don't know what blamped is a old Path of Exile race where I think they did a 24-hour blamped once and people managed to get to Act 4 Malachi. Was the furthest. And
Yeah, I think I actually played in that. I think
yeah.
I actually played in that.
And Blam stands for Blood Magic, Lethal, Ancestral, Multiproj, and Turbo. And that means that you can't use auras. Everything uses life. Lethal is... It's an insane amount of damage. I think it's like 180. Fizz is extra elemental. 60% global damage. 60% speed instead of 20%. And 4 additional projectiles instead of 2. And it is absolutely messed up. I really do want to do one, but that would literally just be a litter of corpses. Oh, and there are random totems around the map that just one-shot you.
Sounds great to me.
It sounds very fun. It sounds very fun. That would definitely be borderline impossible for some bosses. The 60% speed, like imagine Uber in Siri. You have to have like, it's like bullet hell. Oh, that'd be fun. But yeah. Any special highlights that happened? Like any good loot you got?
My gear was honestly insane. I'm a little disappointed I didn't kill everything. I think I could have killed everything, but I was ready at level 95, and all I needed was Uber Elder and the Formed.
Right.
And I spent 2.5 levels. I got to 97.5, and I didn't have my Uber Elder yet. I didn't find a Formed either.
Oh damn.
I did like 5 Elders and like 3 Shapers, and I didn't have it.
Damn. And how do you feel about the idea of feared being points?
I mean, if you make the gauntlet hard enough, I think it's fine.
Okay. Interesting.
Because probably no one's gonna kill it anyways, right? If they do kill it, they deserve the win.
Right. Yeah. I personally don't love the RNG.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there is RNG no matter what, though, if you think about it.
True.
Just in terms of like
some people don't get 6 links.
Uber Elder. Yeah, there's a lot of RNG involved, anyways. At least in terms of some of the stuff.
Yeah. No, that's the way it goes. That's Path of Exile in a nutshell. It's there's not much we can do about that. Pretty much everything is going to be RNG at the end of the day. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see you in the next Gauntlet, and thank you so much for like participating and doing the interview. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. And we'll see you in the next Gauntlet. And next up, we have Zyphyx, who is rank 1 Marauder. Thanks so much, Goratha. Let's see. Did he add me? Wonder if this guy has a cam. Who won stuff? That's what we're going through and interviewing everybody that won stuff. I don't think... No, he's going to be some nerd. Generic. Alright, we're going to call him. Let's see. A few more interviews. Hello, Zyphyx.
Hey, Zizaran.
How are you doing?
Honestly, I'm glad the event is over. It was kind of stressful for me, honestly.
Well, did you have fun?
I definitely had a lot of fun, but for me, when I play PoE, I try to actually focus on the game. So I don't have much social interaction in these like few days.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely enjoy it when I get things back to normal.
Well, congratulations. You are rank 1 Marauder and you won roughly $1,700. And yeah, that's super, super cool. Congratulations. And from what I understand, you only got qualified as a racer in November, so you're pretty new to racing, right?
Yeah, I started playing PoE in Metamorph,
Wow. That's awesome. That's very recent.
but I also killed Cyrus in SSFHC in Metamorph. So
Oh, wow. Wow, that's awesome. That's the league to start. Like that's the league that Exile started as well. So
yeah,
a
I'm
lot
not
of good
quite
players.
on his level, but yeah,
Not yet, not yet. And do you stream?
I do not stream now.
See,
I prefer to be by myself or for myself.
multiple rank 1 gamers that aren't streamers not using the streamer client. So that goes to show with a little bit of effort you can win a lot of money. That's awesome. And was this your first gauntlet?
It was my second one actually. I played in Heist 1.
Awesome.
In
Uh,
Heist 1, yeah.
And what was how do you feel about the differences? Obviously in Heist we didn't have Harvest.
So I feel like the leveling part in Heist was so much more difficult because you started off with -40 res. So especially until you kept the res, it was super brutal in my opinion.
Right. Yeah.
And also, like my first day of Heist Gauntlet, I died to Kitava Act 5, Doedre Act 4, Doedre Act 4, Brutus, and then Doedre Act 4 again. So yeah, that was my day 1 in Heist Gauntlet. It was pretty rough.
Wow. Damn. And that was the deaths in the Heist gauntlet, right? How many deaths did you have in this gauntlet?
In this Gauntlet, I had 1 rip, 2 Dominus, like 3, and
Ah.
then
Wow. Well, you did a very, very solid performance. Like you got a lot of bosses down. The only thing you didn't manage to kill was Uber Elder, Maven, and Uber Zeri. What ended up killing you?
actually, after getting my invitations done for Shaper and Elder, I was like 12% off of getting to level 98. So I thought, why not just get level 98, few more HP? I was running level tier 15 red maps, but alteration rolls, so no damage mods. And some random essence just degen killed me in like half a second.
Oh no.
So yeah, that kind of hurt.
Damn.
I had Maven ready, of course, and I had probably enough maps to try Uber Elder as well.
Damn.
So I would have really preferred to die to an actual boss instead of some random essence.
Yeah, I feel that. That's the thing with Gauntlet is that just you could just go at any moment. It's insane. And what would you say your favorite moment in the Gauntlet was?
There, when I got the shield from Lighthouse, which took like a lot of time. It was so frustrating to keep farming T4 maps, T5 maps
Yeah.
until I was like level 90. That was really painful.
Yeah,
And then
I
also I
think
didn't.
that's sort of like there's another player called Quantric and he said that was his favorite part. He like really, really enjoyed farming Lighthouse.
Yeah, I can imagine. I actually eventually got another Red Blade banner from Aziri. No, what's it called? The temple, the Alva temple.
Oh right,
From
Temple of Azeroth.
Strongbox.
Oh wow, nice. No, that's awesome. And what about so obviously you've played 2 gauntlets, like the LMP versus AoE, like do you feel like AoE is a lot easier or do you feel like it catches you off guard a bit?
Well, I actually tanked the Shaper Slam, which should have killed me, I suppose.
Oh,
So that shouldn't have happened.
wow. Yeah, that does a lot of damage in this one. That's crazy.
I guess I got kind of lucky that my Ashling slams on my chest didn't end up hitting the ailment mod, because otherwise I would have specced out of the dodge, take 20% less damage node. I don't know what it's called exactly.
Oh, you dodged it. You took no damage.
No, I didn't dodge it. I mean, right
Oh,
at the
right.
ailment
I mean,
node. Wind Dance, that's called Wind Dance.
right.
Sorry, I'm kinda bad with names.
No, it's all good. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow. Yeah, that probably would have killed you. That's crazy. Well,
Yeah, I panicked a bit and then I leap slammed. For some reason, I was playing leap slam. I don't know. I actually kind of enjoyed it while mapping. For bossing, especially Cyrus, it felt horrible.
wait, you
because my
played
attack
Leap
speed was
Slam
just...
as your attack ability?
No. Sorry, for my movement ability.
Oh, okay. I was like, this is a whole new meta. This is something else.
So yeah, especially for Cyrus, like without onslaught, without charges, and without like a good berserk uptime, it felt a bit bad. But yeah,
Awesome.
on the Shaper Slam, I tried to leap slam out of the Shaper Slam once because I panicked, and yeah, I just got hit.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for joining the Gauntlet Zyphyx, and thank you so much for joining us here for the interview. I hope you had a really, really fun time participating. Congratulations on all your winnings, and hopefully we will see you in the next Gauntlet as well.
Yeah, thank you very much, and you will for sure. Have a
Awesome.
good one.
Awesome. Have a good one, dude. All right, let's see. We have one final interview. Bounty Hunter XaiTV, who also does not have a cam. Hello, XaiTV, Bounty Hunter at large.
That's me.
That is you. You won $800 in bounties and you were chasing them down remorselessly. I don't know if that's a word, but now it is. How do you feel?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. Like, I was originally planning to do a lot more bounties, but some IRL stuff came in between, so I kind of made it a challenge to hunt some bounties as fast as possible.
Right.
It worked out.
Yeah, Izaro came in the way of some bounties. That was
Yeah.
brutal. For those wondering what bounties Sai claimed, he got first to kill Aziri as a shadow, first to kill Aziri with each clone phase lasting 30 seconds, and first to obtain a grasping mail, which is an inventory full of breach rings, which I remember saying on stream while I knew he was listening that I had 56, and he was like, "Wait, what, Monka?" And yeah, was that the only 3?
I think so, yes.
Yeah,
In
that's
the end. Yeah.
$800. And you ended up dying to Uber Izaro to an auto attack 1 hit.
Yeah. When I went in, I was like 99% sure I would die, but I didn't really have more time to play, so I was like, might as well try it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I got lucky.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
didn't get lucky.
it was brutal. He's just so much damage. And you've participated in quite a few gauntlets now. How do you feel about the AoE versus the multiproj?
I kind of like that the bosses get harder and the mapping gets easier. But I would also really like to see AoE and multiproj, because that would be really fun.
You just want to see people die, Zai.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair.
Especially if Fortify would be nerfed.
Oh, that'd be fun. Any favorite moment in the gauntlet?
Favorite moment in the gauntlet? Not really for myself. I think it's more like watching Darkee do the memory games was pretty fun today.
Oh, right. No, that's awesome. That's really fun.
Respecking in the middle of the fight and stuff like that was impressive.
Wow, I need to watch that. I haven't watched the final, but that's awesome. Yeah, hopefully we'll see more of you in the. And you ended up starting streaming at the end, right?
It was mainly because YouTube almost fucked me over with processing time, so I was like,
yeah,
Twitch doesn't have processing time, so I'll just submit my bounties that way.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, thank you so much for participating. Thank you for joining us for the interview. And hopefully we'll see more bounty hunting from Sai in the future.
Yeah, thanks for organizing, and yeah, see you next time.
Yeah, I'll see you soon. We'll play some Dota.
Probably, yeah.
All right, I'll see you later, dude.
Yep.